Alrighty then, ladies and gents, we are back for week number 3 of PICA. So this is my team builder for Bob and Fishy, coach of the Philadelphia or Philly Shuckles. His team is in the right hand side. He's a Megazam, Latias, a Silvally, Arcanine, Vaporeon, Ronimo, Comfy, Scissor, Snorlax, Malamar, and a Raichu. Thus far he's made 2 trades. He traded away a Raichu for Steelix, and he's going to trade away a Malamar for something else, but he's going to do that next week, so none of that really matters. But what I see is when I look at his team is there's amazing muck potential here, because with this investment I'm able to live 2 Focus Blasts from Max Special Attack Alakazam, so that should be phenomenal. I decided with Flamethrower over Shadow Sneak this week because Shadow Sneak didn't necessarily do all that much. I mean, it would be good for picking off Sam, Latias, but his main switch to this I expect it would be Scissor or Arcanine. Well, yeah, that's another option, but well, Arcanine can hit with a Poison Jab, so I have 2 times 30% chance to poison that. So, and then I have a check for that as well, as you'll see. But it was basically there just to hit Scissor, because otherwise Scissor could switch into this for days. And that's a mon I really struggled with. All my defensive mons didn't necessarily like Scissor with its dual stab. So, Togekiss doesn't deal with it well, this guy doesn't deal with it well. I wanted Jirachi to be more offensive, but that could also get knocked off. So, that was a struggle. And I had to come up with something, you know, to just defeat as well Arcanine, which I didn't necessarily deal well with, as Scissor. So that is what the next mon is, his main job is, which is Taunt to prevent Arcanine from clicking Morning Sun. The weather is kind of bad outside, so hopefully you can't hear that. But Low Kick, Toxic, and Slack Off. So I can Toxic the Arcanine, I can Toxic the Latias, and then I can Taunt. I may want his U-turn, but I decided to go with Taunt eventually so I could prevent him from roosting off damage with mainly Arcanine. And then the rest of the mons I can deal with, but Arcanine is a problem, and that's what Infernape has to do. So next up we have Bob and Spaghetti. Tangrowth is basically there as a sort of secondary check to Megazam. Also deals reasonably well with the likes of Latias, Vaporeon, Ronimo, Comfy, that's why we have Sludge Bomb, HP Fire there for Scissor because that's a potential switch in, and it deals really well with the Raichu, which he still had at that point in time. So Tangrowth, I'm probably going to bring Tangrowth every single week ever because I'm so in love with this thing. Next up we have Togekiss, and Togekiss is hits 231 speed, which probably outspeeds defensive Arcanine. So in case I really want to Air Slash, so I have Air Slash for Taunt Pass, Nasty Block Roost. So this thing deals with Snorlax, it deals with Malamar, also deals with Latias, and depending on the Silvally set, deals with Silvally. So thing being, I have Baton Pass, so the idea was to pass a Nasty Plot into Mega Manectric and then late game clean. As soon as Zam was gone, Mega Manectric outsped everything, and at +2 it had a decent shot of killing Latias after a round of rocks, which turns out doesn't even matter because I didn't bring it, but after some chip on Latias it would have probably killed it. So that was what Togekiss was designed to do. It was basically there to check a couple of things and try to get off a Nasty Plot to Bob and Zappy, which is my Mega Manectric, or into Bob and Spaghetti, which is Tangrowth. So because Tangrowth also had really good coverage to hit his entire team with, and also just, well, it's basically there to stall break as well, because I really wanted to stall break against the Snorlax. I really wanted to set up a Snorlax face because I could set up harder than he can, and I really wanted to break Malamar, which could potentially be a rest talking set. I didn't have Dash and Gleam because Dash and Gleam wasn't the greatest coverage. and he basically had no flying resist at this point. Eventually he got Steelix, but so next off we have Manectric. Manectric outspeeds the world, usually, but not in this game. It outspeeds everything apart from Mega Zam, but then he didn't have anything else that outsped Mega Manectric. So his next fastest one would be Latias, and that allows me to run a Modest Nature with 180 speed. With the Modest Nature and with the Signal Beam, I have a decent chance of 2-hit KOing. So I guaranteed KO after Rocks, but I didn't bring Rocks. And it has a 94.1% chance to 2-hit KO to Latias from full. So Latias is not necessarily a switch into this as soon as I predict that. Flamethrower there for the Scissor, for the Rotomo, and then it's Manectric's main job is to try and keep some pressure, even though I have only 2 offensive mons. Just full switch about, because as soon as Manectric can't really touch the opponent, then Rachi, which is my setup sweeper for this game, will be able to do that. So since we allowed all of it, right? We allowed all setup moves, we allowed all Z moves, I am allowed to run this set. I am allowed to run Normalium Z Happy Hour with the Iron Head, with the Fire Punch, and then Zen Headbutt. Zen Headbutt is there because otherwise I had nothing to hit Arcanine with, nor the Vaporeon. So that's what the other stab comes from. But basically I want to kind of get rid of those, or just severely damage those before I set up with Jirachi. And then Rachi also becomes really bulky since it gets +1 in both defenses as well. So that is going to be the team that I'm going to try and phase Bob with. Once again, great trapping potential for Muck. Infernape just to stand in the way of the things that the rest of my team can't deal with. Tangrowth there for support, just to be a nuisance, just to fire off some, well, decent hits with the base 110 special attack. Bob and Flinch there to Baton Pass into the Mega Manectric, and just counter Snorlax. I don't really know why I'm specially defensive variant, because apparently I wanted it to deal with specially offensive mons, but looking at the team right now, it probably should have been defensive. Mega Manectric, which with the Thunderbolt, with the just overall revenge killing things, just keeping momentum, and then my Legging Cleaner Jirachi, which had enough investment to outspeed Scarf Rotomo. So that's gonna be it for today. After it set up +1. So that was gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow with the actual battle.